Have you noticed for the last 2 years the advice has been very simple? Buy new constructions. They have incentives. They're desperate. The home's ready to move in. It's new. It smells new. Well, I have some bad news for you, and you might hate me for this. The advice is now very dangerous for you. The data just flipped. If you're looking for a deal in San Antonio right now, you're looking at a room that turned off every single light on you at the home. Builders are retreating, but your neighborhood or the neighborhood that you're looking at, they are panicking. Stop reading the national headlines when you're looking for a home here in San Antonio. They are useless to you. CNN, Fox Business, they're talking about national housing shortage. In San Antonio, we're watching inventory stack up like firewood ready for a barbecue that never is gonna happen. Here's the reality check. No one gives you in open houses or when you visit the new home community or new home model home. We're seeing a massive divergence between what builders are doing and what regular sellers or home sellers are doing. Today, we're gonna break down the raw data, not the end of the world panic, but the real data that explains why your strategy needs to change immediately, like now. We're gonna look at why builders are pulling back incentives, dropping from 40% down to 36%. We're gonna be talking about the shrinkification in housing, why new homes are suddenly 5% smaller than they were in 2022. And we're going to look at the numbers that scare me the most. The price to income ratio in San Antonio is sitting at a very dangerous 5-to-1. If you're a buyer, your target just moved. If you're a seller, your competition just changed. We're gonna do the math that the other real estate agents is too scared to show you. The builder retreat and why the party might be over. Let's start with the new construction market. For a very long time, builders were the kings and queens of the buy down. You know the drill. You walk into the model home, they offer you a 4.99 rate when the market is at 4 or 7%. Who's gonna pass that up? They throw in closing costs, they throw in a refrigerator, they throw in blinds. It feels like a massive party for you. But the lights just came on. The data shows a sharp reversal. The share of builders offering incentives is dropping or is about to drop. It is hovering on 40%. Now it's going to be down by 36%. And that number is trending down fast. Why? Because they can't afford it anymore. This is a business, and I wish it were a charity, but it's not a charity. Builders are facing a wall. Land cost has gone up, labor cost has gone up, insurance is going up. They have hit their profit floor, and they cannot cut prices any deeper without losing money. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think they're cutting back on building permits right now? So, what is their solution, or how are they going to be able to fix this? At least for them, it's not going to give you a better deal. It's the shrinkification. Here's a quick definition, so we could be all of us can be in the same page. Shrinkification is when a product, or in this case, the home gets smaller. You get less of it, but the price stays the same, even goes up a little. The data shows new homes are about 5% smaller today than they were back in 2022. They're cutting square footage to keep the sticker price the same. You are paying the same price for a less home. This is critical in housing math. The builder isn't slashing prices by $20,000 anymore. Instead, they're just removing the dining room or the former reception area. They're shrinking the lot size or the lot line. They are using cheaper material in the secondary bathrooms, and you've seen it. If you walk into a model home today, expect them to roll out the red carpet and slash their price by 10%. You're walking to a negotiating you have already lost. They're tightening their belts, they're strapping their boots, and here's the real twist. They know they do not have to negotiate as hard anymore because they're seeing what is happening out there in the sales market or in the home sales market. They're banking on you being afraid of older homes. They're banking on you not doing your math on price per square footage. Don't fall for the shiny object. A 5% reduction in size is a massive hit in cost. Over 30-year mortgage, you're paying for square footage you don't even have. The resale opportunity where there is blood. So, if builders are tightening up, where are the deals? Where did the deals go? Look at the resale market, the used home. This is where there's blood in the water. San Antonio currently ranks second in the United States as far as percentage of listings with price cuts. We're sitting at 22% behind Austin. Let me repeat that. 22% of all homes in the market of San Antonio have slashed their prices. That is more than double the national average. Just think about that. This is not the builders anymore. It's existing homeowners. It is the people who have to sell. You need to understand that the psychology here, and this is true. The builder has a corporation or corporate spreadsheet. They can choose to stop building. That is why there's less building permits out there right now. They can pause, which they have. They can rent out homes out to hedge funds or get investors to buy them. They have capital, they have time. Your neighbor? They're the ones who got to job transfer to Ohio, of all places. LSGs, they don't have the capital. They have a mortgage that they can't pay and a home that's sitting empty. The ones that are getting divorced and they need to liquidate. The builders are stubborn, or builders are stubborn. The resale seller is stressed, very stressed. We're seeing existing home inventory rise significantly. Buyers have more options on resale market than they've had in years. And because the sellers are competing with new constructions, they are realizing they have to cut prices to get the attention. When the builder is shrinking the floor plan, the resale house is still the same square footage as it was yesterday, but the price tag is dropping. This is a shift to your advantage. The leverage has moved from new build centers to established neighborhoods with friendly neighbors, hopefully. In 2023, when you went from to builders because the sellers thought they had a house that was made out of gold, they wanted 2021 prices. Now reality has hit them in the face. They're seeing the days on the market tick up. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, heaven forbid more. Every day that sign sits in the yard, they become desperate. Desperation grows. This is your leverage. This is the math that works in your favor. Now let's look at the affordability gap, the danger of 5-to-1 ratio. Now let's look at the elephant in the room, or the taco that was left overnight at the kitchen countertop. Affordability. Historically, healthy housing operates on a 3-1 price to income ratio. That means median costs 3 times the median annual income. That is the sweet spot. This is where families can afford to live, save for retirement, and go on vacation. Right now, San Antonio is sitting at a 5-to-1. That is not normal at all, and quite frankly, it is not sustainable. When you have a 5-to-1 ratio combined with interest rates that aren't zero, something has to break. The math does not support the current price. For the last 2 years, builders bridged this gap with artificial interest rates. They brought the rate down to make monthly payments look like a 3-to-1 ratio. They manipulated the payment to hide the price. But as we've discussed earlier, builders are stepping back from this practice. They are done subsidizing the housing market. So, who is left to bridge the gap? The resale seller or the pre-existing home. The resale seller or the pre-existing seller has to lower their price to meet buyers' income reality. They do not have a magical mortgage company in their pocket to manipulate the interest rate. They only have one lever to pull: the price of the home. That is why we are seeing a 22% cut number. This is a market is forcing the correction on sellers because income has not caught up to the home values. If you're a seller watching this, I'm very, very sorry, but this is the math. Buyers simply cannot qualify for your 2022 price in 2026 economy without a price adjustment. Your feelings about your home value do not change your debt to income ratio. The market is brutal right now, very brutal. It is correcting. And if you're a buyer, you need to understand that this correction is your window of opportunity, but only if you stop looking at the monthly payment the builder is showing you and start looking at the total cost of the assets, the home. Now, let's look at the new buyer playbook. So, knowing all this, what is your move? How do you win in today's real estate market? If you're a buyer, you need to change your target. Stop obsessing over the shiny new model home that is 5% smaller and offer fewer incentives. Turn your eyes to the resale or pre-existing home market. Specifically, look for stale listings. Here is the strategy that you need to implement. Find a home that has been sitting on the market for 60 or 90 days. You know 22% of them are already cutting prices. They're tired, they're frustrated, they're ready to move. Instead of just asking for a lower price, take the page out of the builder playbook. Write an offer that asks the seller for $15,000 in concessions to buy down the interest rate. You're basically creating your new build incentive, but only on a house that is larger, has better bones, and is in an established neighborhood that you want to move into. Let's look at the do-it-yourself buy-down calculation versus the builder offer. The builder will not negotiate with you on price because it hurts their future appraisals. They have to protect the value for the next 50 homes they are building or that are under construction. The resale seller, they don't care about future appraisers. They don't care about the neighbor's property value in the future. They just want out, completely out. They want to move on with their life. Use this stress to your advantage. You cannot get the rate buy down, the repairs, and the price cut, but only if you look at the real pain, where the real pain is. Right now, the real pain is in the resale market. Stop trying to get a deal from a corporation that has already a team of accountants protecting their margins. Go to the deal from a family that needs to move next week. The market is moving fast. The easy button for buying a new construction is getting harder to press. Builders are protecting their margins, protecting their profit. They're giving you less home for the same amount of money, but the opportunity has not disappeared. It is just moved down the street to the older home or to the pre-existing home. San Antonio is in a buyer's market right now, but only if you understand the data. Do not let builders sell you the shrinkflation. Look at resale numbers, look at price cuts. The math is screaming at you to negotiate. Lower price do not equal lower, let me just rephrase that. Lower rates do not equal lower prices. Timing beat headlines, local strategy wins. Hit that button right now. Search for homes today at this website. Like, share, subscribe.